In this episode, we're going to take a quick look at a recent beer festival and catch up on progress for the Kegerator fix. Stay tuned. Alright, what's up everybody? Sam here. It's been a while since I've posted anything for Best Brew Ever, and as the channel's expanding, I told you I'm not going to give up on the whole homebrew channel or series, and I haven't. There's kind of just been a lot going on. You see, I posted other videos to do with other parts of the channel, but I'm still homebrewing right now. You know, we've seen in other videos I got the bag of Maris Otter, so I've just been doing my my homebrew Duff beer. So I really haven't been doing anything exciting with the brewing, so there really hasn't been anything to post as far as that. But if you remember, the Keyser died. Tried to do the Kegerator build, and it was partially successful. I guess it was successful, except for a little setback I had. I drilled through one of the coolant lines, and now I have to fix that. So a little bit later we'll check out what I've been doing as far as moving forward. Hopefully get a fix with that. But first, I recently went to a beer festival called Frigid Digits. I posted it, one from last year, and I mean, it's a great to go to any beer festival, I guess. If you haven't gone, I mean, you owe it to yourself. If you're watching this, obviously you're into craft beer, so you need to you know, partake in something like that, because it's a great time. I went last year and I really didn't get a lot of footage, and so this year I said, well, I'm gonna go, you know, I'm gonna film everything. But I got there and the same thing, I got caught up and I'm checking this out and that, and I really didn't film hardly anything. But it was still a great time. Me, my wife, and my father went. We had a blast. Definitely had to Uber home, but that wasn't a big deal. Talking about craft beer, got a little Dogfish 60-minute IPA. Dogfish Head, I should say. Go and crack that open. Beer. Taking out the Dogfish pint glass. Let's get a little more. Right. It's actually like 19 ounces. Awesome. Alright, 1 second. Oh yeah. Tons of hop flavor on that one. Great. Alright. So as I said, I had a great time at Frigid Digits. It was, as it in the name, it was frigid. It was very cold. It was colder than last year, and but there was some great beers out there. Some also not so good beers. I gotta admit, there was some chucking of the nasty samples, because there was some that tasted like celery. One kind of tasted like vomit. I mean, I understand people are, you know, some of these breweries are experimenting, and there's a lot. It's hard to come out with something that hasn't been done, because how many centuries have people been brewing, and craft beer has been just blowing up, and there's been everything put in beer, you know. So it's hard to come out with something to make your brewery stand out. So some of these breweries, I mean, I commend them for trying new things, because if nobody tried new things, we wouldn't have all these wonderful beers out today. But you got to be able to know that it's just, some things are just not good. I had a great time, and there, like I said, there were some really good beers. The Frigid Digits is put on by Centerpoint Brewing on the east side of Indianapolis, and it was great. You know, we had our samples, had a little food, had some food trucks, ate a little bit, and kind of ended the day having a couple pints over at Center Point. They had a live band in there. I could say probably unfair to them because we had many samples and wasn't really even listening to the band. You know, I think they were probably pretty good. On top of the beer samples, they also had like cider and whiskeys and rum and stuff like that. Distillery, they had like 2 distilleries out there, so you know, getting samples from them too. You know, come on, I had a good time. I was feeling good. Well worth the Uber. We had a great time, and definitely looking forward to next year. Also, I heard of another beer festival that just happened, and I wish I would have went to that one also, but I kind of, cash was low, and really I got a million things I got to do, and just wasn't happening. But it was pies and pints, and it was pizza samples and beer samples. And man, come on, that's a great idea. Beer and pizza, you get to drink and eat. You get, you know, get filled up both ways. It's awesome. I'm really looking forward to going next year. Hopefully they have another one next year. I'll probably check that one out too. Let's go ahead and get into the Kegerator, kind of showing the forward progress to getting this bad boy up and running, and one more thing checked off my to-do list. So let's go ahead and check that out. All right, here I am. I'm taking a look at the Kegerator. You might remember that I drilled a hole in here, and I heard a hissing noise, and I had no coolant. So obviously I had hit a line, and by just taking a look, I found the line, but it's actually like right up against the surface, or the outer casing, I guess, and it's right here. I just like barely nicked it. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see. There it is, right there. I guess I don't need that light. So right here, this is the hole. But it looks like when I drilled into it, it kind of flattened that out too. So I think what I'm gonna do is go around to the inside and maybe cut out the plastic part, because this is, you know, that the tubing is right up against this. So if I cut this out, I might further damage that piece. All right, here's the inside, and you can see right here, this is the side that the tube's on, of course, on the outer part of the fridge here. So I'm just going to take a box cutter and kind of score out the best I can, and then just start taking material out. I don't really want to use like a rotary tool or anything. I guess I could here, it wouldn't really hurt. I don't think I'm going to go too far right away, but I'm just going to kind of use some hand tools here so I don't cut into anything else. Alright, so there's the chunk I've cut out of the inside, and you can see the tube right there. It's got like a reflective tape or hole in the tube. And that's, I don't know, that's, what is it, about? I'm gonna cut that tape and maybe I can see the tube a little better, but it might be like half of the tube is smashed. So I'm not sure if I want to try to save that or cut it out. I think if I cut it out, it might be more work to try to... I think I'm just going to try to patch the little hole in the tube, just see what happens. Alright, so here's the hole from the outside. I actually widened the hole in the tube because the way it was, the part that was still on here was kind of caved in. So I took kind of like a little metal pick and stuck it in there and pried it out on both sides. So then whenever I think I'm going to try the JB weld. I don't have any right now. I'll have to get some, but maybe just kind of layer it and do some layers so I can build it. So I can build it out. And because I figured that it being smashed in the way it was, it would be kind of like pinched, and it wouldn't allow much circulation through that tube. So as you can see, it's much wider than it was, but I'm just going to kind of build up on top of the hole. I don't want to stick it down in there because then obviously it'll just block it off. I'm just going to try to build up around the hole, let that dry, build up, put some more, let it dry, put some more, let it dry, and build it out, and then seal it off. Hopefully it'll work. It's going to be a little time consuming, but you know, we'll see what happens. Okay, so there you have it. Definitely making some forward progress on that. Not quite there, but I have to buy a couple more things to achieve this goal. And I kind of looked out, I just about got everything. Buddy at work, I told him what I was doing, and he said his late brother was worked on kind of stuff like that. So he has like some parts and stuff in his dad's basement that was his brother's and stuff. And I told him one of the things I was gonna do, I needed to get like a little, I think it's called like a bullet tap or something, like a bullet valve or something like that, so I could try to recharge the coolant after I patched up the line and everything. So he gave me this, and you can tell that's old school right there. And what it is it goes over the line, and you kind of tighten it, it puts a needle in there, pierces the line, and let me see if I can maybe show you a little bit better. Alright, this is half of it. There's another half that goes around here, so you can kind of get it around the line. The line goes down in here, and then it's got a little cap. You tighten that, and it pushes this, and the needle comes out and pokes the line, and then you put a fitting on there, and then I hook up. I also have these. I borrowed this from my brother-in-law, and I had this out in the garage for a couple years. Some coolant. I guess this goes on like that, and then the fitting will be on the end here with the threads, and then this would go on the fitting, charge it up, and in theory it should be working. The problem I'm having is I'm not sure if this, because I'm going to try to put this over the spot on the kegerator where the hole's at. That way I don't have to patch that and then make another hole in it. That was my original idea. The guy who gave this to me said, why don't you just try to put, you know, this over where the hole's already at, so that maybe that will seal it, and then you can just charge it from there. So I'm going to try that first. I think it's maybe a little difficult to get to because of the way the tubing is right up against the outer case of the mini fridge. So I'm gonna have to cut out, hopefully without cutting any more of the line, and then somehow maybe get that in there. If it looks like it's gonna be a little too difficult, then I might just go ahead and I'm gonna get some JB Weld water putty or something like that, seal, and then kind of patch up kind of make a dome-shaped spot on the tubing that's got the hole in it, and then I'll just find a better spot somewhere underneath the kegerator where the compressor and everything's at, and kind of do a little poke and charge it from there. So definitely got a plan, getting in the works. I just need the fitting right now for this. I see it on Craigslist for like 11 bucks, and then I may have to get the JB weld if this doesn't seal up the tube that I cut, the line. So hopefully in the next video we can call this the project done. Get nice and cold, pour cold beer out, because I gotta say I don't want warm beer. And also I need to get the hole saw so I can make the hole going up to the tower wider, so cool air can get up there. Maybe I'll even put a little fan in there to kind of pump up the cold air up into there. That's about it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing. For those of you who have not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing so you can check out all the other best brew evers yet to come. And I have other content on this channel if you are interested in other things. This is a variety channel, not just one genre here. So feel free to browse the channel, and please like, subscribe, share, all those great things. I appreciate everybody out there who's interested in what I'm doing. And I'll see you guys next time as we are in search for the best brew ever. Cheers.